Hello everyone, Dividend Enjoyer here, and today I'm going to be talking about two stocks that I hold in my personal portfolio that just reported earnings today, and that's going to be Apple and Amazon. First off, I'm going to start with Apple because I feel like their earnings were a lot better and a lot more impressive just overall. Really happy with their earnings. Huge beats overall. EPS was 157, Street expected 143. Revenue 94.04 billion versus 89.53 billion expected, so pretty significant beat there. iPhone revenue was up, Mac revenue was up. The only things that really missed the expectations were the iPad revenue and then the other products revenue. But services revenue was up. I believe Apple TV did quite well as well. Overall, I think that Apple is just going to be a very, very valuable company that doesn't take many risks going forward. And I really like that for a long-term investment because I think that they're a very stable company and that they're going to very reliably make a lot of money. And we can see that here. Everyone has really counted this company out. We can see that in the after hours, at least when I took this screenshot, the stock's up 3.34%. So happy with my investment overall, but I really think that this stock probably should be higher valued because I think that there's a lot of intrinsic value to have the kind of ecosystem that they have. I think that that's very valuable, and I think that the advertisements are going to become more valuable. And if you believe that Meta is up because AI is going to cause more lucrative advertising, it would only make sense that Apple is going to get that kind of technology. You're not going to be able to replicate Apple's ecosystem of iPhones. You're going to have to come to them because that's where they have their value, and I think that's where they're going to make their money. So overall, good quarter, but for the long term, I think we're going to see a lot better quarters from Apple and not a lot of risk that they're really going to have to take as a business. Next up, we have Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. I still love this company. They still beat on EPS with $1.68 versus $1.33, which is what the street estimated. The revenue was $167.7 billion versus $162.09, which was estimated. AWS came in just a tad above what the street was looking for, and advertising also came in just a smidge above. I think there were a lot of complaints with the AWS profit margins. Amazon said they were 32.9% in the second quarter compared with 39.5% in this year's first quarter and 35.5% a year ago. The second quarter margin results were at their lowest level since the final quarter of 2023. I think this is also just probably the fact that they're paying more for a lot of computing space and building it up. I mean, it's definitely not a good thing for sure. I really think that people are underestimating the fact that they have so many other things that could drive growth. And I also think that you'd have to imagine that they're pretty far up in the AI race. You'd have to imagine that AWS is also going to be very important going forward and just very valuable as a asset to have for any company. And I really think that AWS is going to have some quarters where it really shines and some quarters where it doesn't. And this is just one where it just didn't do well, and that was the main thing Wall Street was looking at. If the stock dips lower, I'm thinking that I'm going to want to own more of this just because I like when my companies make more money and are probably going to continue to make more money, and I just cannot imagine trying to make another business like Amazon. If you gave me $4 trillion, I wouldn't be able to do it. I think what they have is very important and growing, and I really think that it's going to become more valuable going forward as we get AI, as we are able to kind of reduce waste in their logistical systems. I think that it's going to become more efficient, and they're going to be able to acquire more properties and gain more value. So I really like Amazon still. I don't think it was a very good quarter. Kind of disappointed with it, but I am very happy that, the actual earnings were very good. Really is hating, I think, too much on Amazon. I do think that the stock should probably be flat or up a little bit. It's kind of weird to me that it's down, but, I'll probably just be buying more of this stock. I think long term, people are really underestimating the value of AI in all of these companies. And I really think that Amazon's a special business, and I definitely just want to hold my investment. Most of my shares were bought at, I think, around $200. So I'll just continue to hold. I think that it's going to hit all-time highs again at some point, but maybe the expectations were just too high from Wall Street, but who cares? You just buy when those guys sell on good news. So happy with Amazon, happy with Apple. Not really happy again with those AWS profit margin numbers. And, it does kind of feel like Microsoft is kind of on a heater, and that's kind of pulling Amazon down here. It just felt like with Apple, like we're finally bouncing up because everyone is just so pessimistic about Apple. I think that it's going to break up maybe more. I think that it's going to really come up and be worth a lot more money as people kind of FOMO into it, because nobody's going to want to get in now. They're going to want to get in when it's at 240, 250, 260. That's when everyone's going to want to be buying Apple and saying that you should have bought Apple so many months ago and everything like that. That's just the unprofessional prediction, but I see that happening. I have 15 shares now of Apple. Very happy to hold them. Amazon, I think I have 19 shares, and I think that both of these quarters were pretty good. I think for Apple, they were like very extremely good because the expectations were so low, like I said before. But from Amazon, I thought that the quarter was pretty good fundamentally. All the numbers look good. They're making more money. But some of those things where you want a certain amount of growth in certain segments that are going to be very valuable going forward, they just hit some of those markers on. And they also they estimated that they would make in their range probably lower than what Wall Street thought for, I think, operating income for the current quarter. So I'm not really a fan of, trading a stock based on an estimate that the company is going to make on their earnings. So I don't really care that much as long as the earnings are improving and going in the right direction. I'm happy to own Amazon. Even if they have a bad quarter, I'm still going to hold it. I'd probably buy more because I think it's such an amazing business. And in the long term, I really think that the company is going to continue to grow and be just a powerhouse overall. So thank you guys for watching. This is kind of my opinion of the earnings, my opinion of the companies, kind of how I'm feeling about it. Really excited for Apple. Kind of disappointed a little bit in the reaction to Amazon, but it is what it is. I understand why Wall Street's disappointed, but I'll probably be buying their shares once I get more paychecks. So have a good day, guys. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye.